Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and I'm delighted to be joined by Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh for this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Dr. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Well, we all are excited that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being observed, and in New York, the excitement reached another level with India Day Parade. Talk to me about your experience of being a part of this parade.
Well, the India Day Parade, this year was the 40th year of the India Day Parade, and I'm fortunate to be part of this India Day Parade since 1985,
Wow.
which is almost 30 plus years. So, and always I'm a grand sponsors of the parade. Always I supported the parade, both financially, by time-wise, and by being a president of the Federation of Indian Association in 2005. That time, under my presidency, we celebrated Silver Jubilee of the FIA. This is the largest parade. The whole idea behind starting this parade was to showcase the American population of America, to show how rich heritage and culture we have. Plus, to empower our second generation to importance of our independence, or freedom fight or struggle, what our forefather went through, and how much sacrifice they did in 200 years before we get the independence. And I think, and also this is a vehicle or platform through which both Indian American and American they can communicate with them, and they can learn more about each other, and they can appreciate how beautiful Mother India is.
Absolutely. And the beauty connects with heart in a special way. And if I may request you to share your feeling which have sustained your interest in India Day Parade, because many people go there, sometimes they feel that it is the same routine, but I gather that you connect with a newness every time. And this year was also new in several ways. So let us look at the records which
Yes,
were
I
made.
mean this year we established 2 world records. One is a maximum number of different flags, and number 2 is Damru music. So, and it was kind of whole thing was very impressive because Kailas Kher, who is a very famous Sufi singer, he was here and he led this Damru event, and we are very happy, very glad that we won the 2 Guinness World Record, and we feel very proud of it.
And now looking at the number of people that you saw, do you see the second generation Indian Americans are also taking interest in?
Yes, this year particularly we saw, first time I saw when I was president in 2005, when 4 big Bollywood stars came in the parade. Anil Kapoor, Shatrughan Sinha, Shashi Kapoor, and Ranbir Kapoor. And this year, pan-India superstar Allu Arjun was here,
Yes.
which is very popular among the youngsters. And therefore, last Sunday, whole Madison Avenue from 38th Street to 24th Street is full of young generation. And that is a very fresh feeling, because that way, now we are connecting, at the end we are connecting with the second generation. And we are very happy about it.
And I think it is also probably for the first time, or maybe I don't remember, the way a star who doesn't belong to Bollywood, that is the Hindi film industry, but of course he is popular, and popular to the extent that even Defense Minister once quoted him using the lines of his film Pushpa, flower nahi fire hai main, something like that. And Allu Arjun did gestures of his film scene with the mayor also. Presence of mayor also adds to overall self-esteem of Indian Americans.
Yes, I mean, mayor of the New York City, it means it's a mayor of one small country. So it's very important because New York City has budget of almost 40-50 billion dollar, which is more than so many countries in the world. And so Mayor Eric Adam presence in this parade has a special meaning to it, a special value to it, and we thank him because by he being there, not only during the parade, but he came also in the reception dinner. That shows that his respect towards Indian Americans.
Absolutely. And now we move towards India, and what you heard from Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his speech, and he always comes up with new vision and a kind of inspiring direction where he aspires for the countrymen to focus on. What was the key element that you found was resonating with your heart from Prime Minister's speech this year?
Well, I think the most important point I found from the Prime Minister's speech that he pledged and he assured the countrymen that his first priority will be get rid of the bhashtachar, corruption, from the government as well as from the society. And I think it's a great news and is most popular, well-received news because everyone knows that there is a rampant corruption in the Indian society, and they all want to get rid of that corruption because corruption affects their day-to-day life, and that is not good. I mean, corruption is everywhere in the world, but if corruption starts affecting your day-to-day life, then that corruption is not good.
And as you have rightly mentioned about corruption, the most talked about couple of news items. One relates to the raid of Minister in Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's cabinet, Mr. Sisodiya, and you are also aware that there was an article about praising him as Education Minister in New York Times. So the way Aam Aadmi Party is not responding to the charges, but they say that this is sort of a witch hunting by BJP. And so overall, where we are, the same minister holding a portfolio of Shiksha as well as liquor policy, that itself is kind of a little bit strange. But overall, your reading
well, I
this
mean,
issue?
there is an investigation going on by investigative agency. It means there might be something on prima facie, and so let investigating an agency complete the investigation. Let them, if there is a crime, then they should submit to the Department of Justice, and if they whoever found to be guilty should be punished at the it's whatever law says and that extent. So right now it is very confusing. Each other they are kind of putting allegation to each other, BJP and AAP. But let's see, because investigation is a very serious thing, and let ED or FBI or CID should complete and continue investigation, and then we'll know that really how bad it is or how not bad it is. You know?
Yeah, I think I must admire your complete faith in the working of the system. But Aam Aadmi Party leaders are not expressing that kind of faith, and they say that this is unfair on the part of the central government to go after them.
So I think both the parties are politicizing the whole thing. I mean, that is normal for the politicians. Mm-hmm. But I think if there is a suspicion, investigation has to be done, has to be completed, and we should know the results probably sooner than later.
Yeah, and Dr. Saab, since not only you are chairman of ITV Gold, you also have with Parikh Worldwide Media 4 important newspapers. Referring to the importance of media and fairness of media in carrying the kind of stories that it carries, there are conversations happening in India that the story which got printed in the first page of New York Times was planted, and probably it is more like infomercial and not like a direct story, because it also got published second day in Khalees Times or some other newspaper. So your take on how do you see, is it a natural way of somebody noticing the work of Education Minister Mr. Sisodia, or do you see something else might be
Well,
at
I'm
play?
not sure because I don't know the facts, and so it's difficult to give opinion about it. But on one hand, New York Times has credibility in the world, whether sometime we like it or not, or we agree or not agree with New York Times. So I'm not sure, and I have no information about
So-
really the story was planted or not. So without real information, I think I would prefer not to comment on that subject.
Yeah. No, I respect what you said. What discussions are happening is most of the time New York Times has been critical, or the way they have carried stories, they were not reflecting on the good side of India, but this time it is different, so that question comes. But let's move to the other side where we have a lot of controversy, and looking at the limited time that we have, I'll bring your attention to the boycott pattern of Hindi films. And right now, this Lal Singh Chadda bombed, and then there's another movie, and then there's another movie. So this whole scenario, how do you see this new development?
Well, I mean, everyone has right to protest, and if some group of the people feel that Amir Khan has done something wrong in the past or near past, commented something unusually kind of offensive to the one community, then I think the community protest is valid in a sense. But if you look at the overall thing, that as Akshay Kumar says, that if you start protesting everything, then the kind of side effect of that is that you may affect the economy. Because if 4, 5, 10 Bollywood movie goes flop, there are not only actor suffers, but a lot of other people suffers, and whole industry suffers. So I'm not sure
It's a good
good part or not, but I agree that everyone has right to protest, and by doing protest only you can bring the subject on the surface, and then people can appreciate that, yes, because otherwise people have very short memory, so they forget after a while that what happened 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So I think protesting is always welcome.
So, protesting is welcome, while Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh says that is also underlining his respect for the democratic values. And as we conclude today's this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, your parting words for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, I mean, we just celebrated last week 75th Amrit Mahotsav of Azadi Ka Mahotsav for our motherland, India. India came a long way after since 1947, after independence. We were one of the poor country, developing countries, and now today we are the world leader. And from the 6th economy of the world, we become now 3rd economy of the world, and number 3 in the world. That shows that we came a long way with the hard work, our persistent working intellectual, young populations, and all credit goes to our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi, because his vision in last 8 years made us from nowhere to world leader. And I must thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi for that. And we all should are very should be appreciative of Prime Minister Modi and his vision. So again, other holidays are coming soon. So have fun, be merry, and be happy. But again, remember, COVID is still around, so be safe. And in conclusion, I would like to say God bless America. God bless India. God bless Indian American. And I love you all. Thank you.